Welcome back to Broken Bobby's Transformation Page. If you are new to the page, in 1990 I became involved in the drug gang world. From 92 to '06, I spent a lot of time incarcerated. I tell these stories to let you know it don't have to be you. If you're young and thinking about trying something or you're figuring out how to get out, these are my stories of this lifestyle and how it affected me, and eventually I got out and transformed my life. So let's get into today's story. All right, guys, welcome back to Broken Bobby's Transformation. Uh, Today we're going to talk about the Hoodstocks episode where Lefty Gunplay and Lucky kind of got into it a little bit and almost ended up catching a fade. If you are new to the channel, subscribe, smash that like button, drop a comment, let me know what you think, and be sure to share this video. Also, hit that bell notification so that when I drop a new video or I go live, you will be informed. And you can become a member if it's something that interests you. Hit that join button and take a look at the different packages. There's going to be exclusive content, members only lives, and maybe some giveaways for members. So check that out. Now, if you don't know what Hoodstocks is, basically it's a long form interview platform that Lucky has, and he brings people that are in the music industry or, that their name's ringing out there basically. And he does interviews with them. And he does a pretty good job from what I can see. To be honest with you, I don't really follow his page, but I've seen some clips and it looks good. Now, one thing I will say is from what I have seen, typically they'll be drinking or smoking or doing something of that sort while the interview's going on. And, that's typical. Basically, it's like a couple of homies chilling, just chopping it up. Okay, so to be honest, I really wasn't planning to touch on this. That's why I'm coming in a few days late on this one. But somebody asked me to speak on it, and my initial response was it's not my politics. It's not really my lane to talk about. But to be honest with you, this is a very common occurrence for homies to get together. And, I kicked it with a lot of homies on the street, and I still do to this day. And this is, to be honest with you, this is a real common occurrence. People get a little bit of alcohol in them. They start talking over each other, and then the next thing you know, they want to fight. So I do have some experience with that and seeing that and knowing how that works. So I decided to go ahead and, do something on the topic. So in the course of the interview, apparently drug use came up, Lefty's drug use. And he was basically, he admitted that he does scante. And it seemed as though Lucky was trying to offer some advice to Lefty, and Lefty really didn't want to hear it. And in the course of this, Lucky dropped an FU Lefty's way, and Lefty, one thing I will say about Lefty is even being intoxicated and under the influence and everything else, which it seems like he usually is, he caught that right away, and he said, that they'll twist this and make this into a viral moment. And he's right. I mean, it blew up all over the place. Everybody's talking about it. And like I said, the thing is, it wasn't something I was really planning to touch on, but the thing is, it involves sobriety, and that's something that I'm big on. So I figured that would be my angle to have a discussion about this. So Lefty didn't want to hear it. He didn't want to hear any advice on how he should be living his life. Basically, he said, he's got $1 million, and one thing I will say to Lefty, because we all know Lefty's watching, right? is, $1 million ain't nothing. When I was early in the game in the 90s, I had a good friend who got a $250,000 settlement, which I'm sure would be at least $1 million in today's market. And he blew through that cash quick. Like he bought a new truck and he partied. And in 6 months, he was broke. And, I'm not saying that this friend of mine was Lefty, because Lefty's still making money. He's basically being interviewed every other day, it seems like, or he's got something, talking about Lazy Boy from up north and his group and how he wouldn't work with them. Like everything that Lefty's got to say seems to be viral. So the dude is hot, But, when Lucky was trying to advise him, Lefty didn't want to hear it. And basically, Lefty, too many L's, I guess. Lefty kind of was talking over him and sort of as if he was taking the platform hostage, like he didn't want to give him a chance to really get his thought out. And ultimately, they stood up and Lucky said, well, we should just catch a fade. And Lefty walked away from that. And a lot of people are saying that Lefty should have caught that fade. But as I understand it, dude's on parole. And, I know when you're out there in the streets and you're thugging, that's no excuse, like you never turn down a fade. But I think he did the right thing here, like he said, everything that he does is going to be a viral clip. And can you imagine how much more viral it had been had they caught that fade? And I'm sure somebody would have sent a copy of that to his PO, and he'd probably be back in jail now. So, I mean, honestly, I don't know how he's doing all the stuff that he is doing, because it seems like he's always faded. But, that's his business. And, it just is what it is. But, the thing is, I think eventually he's going to figure out that, being faded all the time isn't the thing. I think obviously he's masking something that's bothering, maybe PTSD from having been in prison. I don't know. I don't know the guy personally, so I can't really say one way or another if that's the case. But, I hope he gets some help. You see a lot of these Southern rappers, they blow up and they are using and stuff. And, a couple days from now, like he could be a nobody, kind of like Swifty Blue, the way he blew up and was gone. C-Mac is another example. C-Mac was doing a lot of good stuff for the people, though. So, handing out pizzas and stuff to the homeless. But, he super gangster with it. Right now, look at him. He's facing 15 to 20, I think, over a ghost gun and some bullets, being a convicted felon. So, you could be on top one day and be basically forgotten the next. The internet takes no prisoners. And this life definitely don't take any prisoners. If you don't follow the rules, then eventually you end up in trouble, So I hope that he continues to do well. It seems like he's got some pretty good music. Lefty, I'm talking about. And hopefully those two can get back together and have another interview. I'm sure it'll be a lot bigger after all that. And who knows, maybe that was something that was staged for ratings because they knew it would go viral, So that's my take on the Lefty Gunplay versus Lucky incident at Hoodstocks. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, family, fitness, and freedom are what helped me to gain sobriety and keep sobriety, and it can help you too. Just remember, you got to play the tape all the way through. If you're not sure if you should be doing something, think about the possible consequences. And if they're not good, maybe you should do something else. So drop a comment and let me know what you think about the whole situation with Lefty and Lucky, and or even C-Mac if you got an opinion on that guy. Don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, and share this video. It really helps us to grow. So everybody have a great day, and don't look at the mountain. Just start climbing.